Are You Next is literally scamming us. Like, they're advertising everything wrong, or whatever that word is. Like, when you misadvertise, like, the box says 50 chips and there's only 49 chips. So, anyways, Are You Next is literally, like, scamming us because they're not Are You Next, they're Are You Disappointed? Are you disappointed? Yes, I am. Hey queens, welcome to today's video. I'm so late to anything and everything Are You Next related, so what I'm going to do to help catch me up is touch over all those missed eliminations that I didn't talk about. I gave Yuisa her own video, and now I'm smushing in 9 girls into one video. I will be working on trying to go back to all the Are You Next videos. Now, of course, I will definitely not be able to start from square one and like rate fearless, attention, give and taken, like that, right? But there are some specific rounds that I myself might want to touch over. And yeah, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so the second elimination after Yuisa was like, okay, so I think they all got eliminated after the hip hop round, which is when they did like the Thai cherry, money, etc., etc. And oh my goodness, I actually really love that round, and I'll definitely be making a video about that, but not right now. So Iris was eliminated, Enna was eliminated, and Hasio was eliminated. So I know for sure Iris and Enna were both in Thai cherry, and then Hasio was in my bag. So, yeah, the hip hop round. So, if you don't know who's who, Iris is the one in the braid, Enna is the one that's sitting down on like the rock or whatever, and then Hasio is the one in the grass holding the drawing of a flower. So, time to get into my thoughts on this elimination. To be honest, this one was kind of expected. So, after a lot of interesting rounds that I kind of don't know what I missed, I'm not really surprised who got eliminated when. Let me first start with Iris. I mean, come on. The judges already had disliked Iris, and Iris literally said, oh, I wouldn't care if I got eliminated, this, and this, right? So, therefore, holding her own team back, right? Also, I've been paying attention to Iris's stage presence, and I don't know what I'm looking at. She wasn't the most stable, and just I couldn't really enjoy watching a fan cam of Iris. Moving on to Enna. I think Enna did better than Iris personally. She kind of impressed me. I mean, she didn't look like a deer in headlights. Anyways, I'm not going to say any names. But, I mean, Enna just seemed like a basic, standard performer. I mean, a trainee. She seemed like she was a trainee, right? I mean, she wasn't like all amazing, like Yuna or Chanel, where their facial expressions are on point all the time. But Enna did pretty good, but compared to everyone else, just not as good since she had a really good group. I mean, all that Razzie chat, that was so iconic. So Iris and Enna didn't exactly stand out. Hasio, she got eliminated in my bag. Yeesh, the my bag performance was not exactly the best. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that Hasio got eliminated too, because Hive kind of has this grouping that I've kind of noticed. So there's the minors, and I feel like they purposely all are meh. And then there's the ones that no one pays attention to a lot because Hive doesn't really show them on screen a lot, etc., etc. And then there's like the girls that Hive that we pretty much know are gonna make the debut lineup, except Ruka, because that one actually shocked me. But anyways, so the minors would include like Iris, Enna, Soyeon, Wonhee, etc., etc. And those girls are kind of dropping like flies. Then we have the girls that no one really pays attention to. That included Yuisa, that included Hasio, Yeowon, etc., etc. And I kind of thought that would include like Jihyun, not Jihyun, but I don't know. There's just some girls that I haven't really noticed a lot, but that also just might be me subjectively because I'm only paying attention to my favorites. But also like, you know, in their performances where they replay it because that part is so good or whatever. Yeah, that doesn't really happen with like Yuisa or something. That really mainly happened when it was like a bad mess up or something. right? So yeah. So this one didn't exactly make me sad. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, And I feel kind of bad for Hasil. She was really pretty, but at the same time, like, she probably didn't stand out enough for anything. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. The third elimination makes me so sad. I believe Bang was Ruka's last performance. Anyways, I don't really care which one was her last performance, but I want to say how shocked and disappointed I am by her departure, because it actually makes kind of no sense to me. In a lot of her groups, I did see Ruka carry. And just something that I really question though is I've seen in a lot of videos that Ruka was the most popular, she was one of the most voted, etc., etc. So why are we voting for it to be meaningless? Like, One He is still pretty much in the competition because she's a fan favorite. And I thought Ruka was a fan favorite too. I mean, I've seen so many YouTube shorts where like Ruka was number one, and I know those aren't reliable sources. But I've seen some images, etc., etc. Anyways, so that just doesn't make sense to me. It's not like Ruka did bad or anything. I don't even know why she got eliminated in the round that she did, because Aroha literally fell. And there was like dance based, and Ruka's pretty much known for her dance skills. I don't know. It just really makes me so sad that Ruka got eliminated. So anyways, let me talk about it more. This whole elimination was just pretty shocking to me in general, because Moa had a pretty big fan base too, and I was surprised that she got eliminated as well. I wasn't a big fan of Moa, but I did see her Thai Cherry performance, and man, that Razzie Shat was signature. I feel like she really suits concepts like that well. She is quite an overperformer sometimes, just in my opinion, but she does have potential. So I was a little sad to see her go after seeing her Thai Cherry, but mainly just really disappointed about Ruka. I feel really bad for her since she was so close to debuting in the Seraphim, and she doesn't even make an Are You Next. And I just told you what I don't understand is that she's so popular, and when he's still in there because of her votes. Ruka had a lot of votes as well, and Ruka pretty much carried a lot. So what is going on? Now, personally, I wasn't a big fan of Ruka's voice, like her singing voice, but I still really wanted her to debut. She was one of the people in my debut lineup. So sad to see it not happen. And Yeowon, well, she was someone I didn't exactly pay attention to, so I don't really have that many thoughts about that. Moving on. Now, this elimination, I want to say that it was more heartbreaking than Ruka's, but it wasn't. But I really loved all three of these girls. So who got eliminated was Funna, Hyewon, and Soyeon. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these names right, bear with me. So Funna is the one who's sitting down, Hyewon is the one in the middle, she's standing up, and Soyeon is the girl with the braids. So let me talk about why I'm just so sad. Now, I know, for one, I said that I wasn't going to try to bring up One He a lot to, bash her. Now, I wasn't trying to bash her, but I was trying to understand something. Now, One He, she's really talented, right? I do like One He's singing voice. And she does get a lot of votes. So I was curious about how Ruka got eliminated when she also has a lot of votes, my guess, and pretty much did flawless performances when it came to dancing. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking at things thoroughly enough, but I don't know. Those were just my thoughts. So anyways, where was I? Yes. So I know, I didn't want to talk a lot about minors, but Soyeon is one of the youngest competitors there. And I feel like if she got more training, she would be an amazing K-pop idol. I loved her stage presence. She was pretty stable. And I know I've been bringing up Thai Cherry a lot, but goodness, did you see her in Thai Cherry? She's like one of those people who don't need the camera on them at all times for them to stand out. Because you know how in their performances, when the judges are like, oh my gosh, that part was so good. Like Moa's Razzie Shot, and they replayed it because it was so good. I don't think that happens a lot with Soyeon, or at least in all the ones that I've seen. But that doesn't need to happen for me to notice her, because like I randomly just started to notice her, and I was like, man, she's gorgeous. I love her stage presence. She's like in the perfect mix. She's not too much, not too little. It's not signature like Yuna and her amazing wings, stuff like that, but it's still pretty fire. I really enjoyed Soyeon, and I was really sad to see her go, but I really, really hope Hive decides to use her in another group. And then Funna, oh my gosh, guys. I told you, Funna is kind of like that one girl that I liked just because I liked her, you know? There wasn't anything particular about her, I just liked her. She was absolutely gorgeous, and she seemed really sweet, and I was just so sad to see her go, because she would have been like my 6th person in the debut lineup or something. And Haewon was a pretty good dancer, so I was also really sad to see her go. Wasn't in love with her, but she was a pretty good contestant. So this was pretty heartbreaking elimination. Moving on. Now, last but not least, those line dots are freaking me out because they keep moving. I'll tell you next time it moves. See, look, it just moved. Anyways, so this is my debut lineup, which has had to change a couple of times because my faves keep getting eliminated. So, these 5 girls, if they don't make the debut lineup, I will literally sue Hive, y'all. I will sue Hive if these 5 don't get eliminated. And this is my subjective opinions, of course. But these girls have done pretty well in a lot of their performances. Let me explain why. So, the main performances that I focused a lot on was the first ones because the groups were smaller, so it was easy for my brain to process without there being like 20 people on the stage. So, Chanel. Chanel was in Bad Boy. Bad Boy was iconic. They were stable, and I feel like Chanel's been really well through and through. I mean, she literally rapped Rap God by Eminem, and that's not easy. So, Queen's like an ace, maybe? I don't know. Young has killer stage presence. She sets the tone for a lot of her groups. I didn't really like her shutdown, but there are some performances that she does really well in. Bringing back the tomboy one, she definitely killed. I love how she fits a lot of concepts, because when I first see her face, I was like, OMG, she looks like she would be in New Jeans. But oh my gosh, she's doing all these bad girl concepts left and right. I'm like, who are you? Minju is also amazing. Now, she doesn't fit every concept, but I do enjoy watching Minju. She's very pretty, and I love the vibe that she adds to the group. She has a really pretty tone, and she was also in the iconic performance of Bad Girl, Good Girl, and that one was killer. Yuna. The thing that I especially love about Yuna is her stage presence. And honestly, with all 5 of these girls, how are y'all so freaking stable before y'all have even debuted? Like, they're dancing and singing perfectly. I mean, not every time, because I know here and there we get hiccups. It's not easy to sing live, but they still do really good. And Yuna did get ranked 3rd for the dumbest reason ever. So Queen, keep on, because she just gives such a bad horsey vibe, and it's amazing. And then lastly, Jiwoo. Jiwoo has got it all. She literally killed that high note in Give and Taken, which is one of the most memorable things about her. But all in all, these girls just seem perfect and ready for a debut. And now, there's only 5 pop tube, y'all. There's only 5 girls in my debut lineup, and I know there's going to be 6. So, right next to them are these 3 girls that I wouldn't mind being the 6th person. Now, on the top of the list, Jongin is probably my 6th person, because Jongin is also really impressive. But in case Jongin doesn't make it, which I think she most likely will, I'm rooting for Jimin or Jihyun. So, yeah, moving on. Oh my gosh, y'all, that was a long video, but thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a reminder that these are all just my opinions, and I'll see you guys soon. And yeah, God bless. Mwah.
오케이, 매번 한번